absolutely. So, your wife gives you a phone, it's dead. Sucks. And of course, you check that they plugged it in. They did. So you plug it in. It's a little bit of an older phone. And you wiggle the thing around a little bit. And eventually, the little thing comes up, says it's charging, and it's at 0%. So you stick it someplace, and you leave it there, and it's at 0%. It's 0% for like a week. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't matter how long you do this. It'll just come up with this little ring and say 0%. So then I read somewhere, oh, you know, if you do the reset, which is the volume down and the power, that's right here and right here. You do that reset, and you let it happen like 5 times, and then you let go and hold it just right, that it works. And it seemed like that worked one time, but it didn't consistently. So what always happens is it'll get to this point, it's doing its boot up screen with the motion graphics. Once those fill in completely, thing just tanks, just completely crashes. Well, this goes to sleep right at the same time. It's kind of funny, but it normally just dies. You wake it back up again, it stays at 0%. But a couple of times, I've done this enough times, just holding down the power button and that to get it to work. And what I finally figured out was, it's not the number of times at all. The deal is that boot up screen where you've got all those pretty graphics going, is chewing up processing power, and it's eating up what little battery you've just charged. It's an older battery, and as batteries age, they kind of decrement cells, just like memory does. RAM will start to chip itself away and say that sector's no good. Well, the battery does the same thing. So it's getting less and less every time. You can't afford that boot up when it's on 0. It hasn't got enough of a charge. So what I postulated was, hey, if I took this here scrunchie, which my wife and I both use, wrap it around the phone 2 times, slide it down over those 2 buttons, and that's going to be the power button right there.
Wait, go back.
The power button right there. It's all by itself on the one side. Now, this is a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. Basically, do this to any reset button combination if you can. And then on this phone in particular, it's the down volume. It's a bar, so you have to hold on the down volume. And you get it going through its boot cycle. And what happens, I think I can even do this now because we've gotten it to work now. So now it's actually got a bit of a charge. We'll see if we can get it to reset, and I'll show you the screen. But what happens is it will go through the lowest boot sequence, which is a black screen. Pardon me. It's a black screen followed by a vibration, which eats a little bit of power because that's actually a little motor whipping around. Followed by just a really simple Samsung in white letters. I gotta get this thing off before I'll do this, I think. It'll just say Samsung in white letters. And then as soon as that sequence gets done, and it's going to go into this mode where it's powering a lot of graphics and all kinds of other things, it'll recognize the reset request of this button hold down. That's called an interrupt request, IRQ, in computers usually. So it's basically ignoring this because the boot sequence takes priority over it. Once it's that far along and it's starting to ask about graphics, it'll listen to this and it'll cycle again. Well, that sequence doesn't take hardly any power. The biggest power burn is that vibration. So if there's a way to turn that off on your phone, you're going to save even more. Bottom line, TLDR, you put a scrunchie around your damn phone to hold the reset buttons. You toss the thing on the table for a half an hour and you wake the thing up and it's got 14% battery and your phone's unfucked and you don't gotta get a new one right now. Merry Christmas. You're welcome.